Hi everyone, welcome to the new Odoo Insider session that we have today, as usual every Thursday between 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. in Belgium time. I know you're watching us from different places, so it may be different, but that's the time that we have here that looks to be the best. I have together with me today Arthur, that you know well. Maybe you'll have a chance to say hello.
Hello.
Voilà, thanks a lot Arthur. As you know, we still have, he updated the list of the previous talk that we had together and also the one of Fabien, you know, because there were a lot of questions related to the AI when he was there. I know that it's a burning topic. We had a lot of questions about AI recently, even during the partner days that was last week on Friday. So some of you during the event, Emmanuel, if you are here, hello again. What I would like to start the session with is a quick reminder of two things. The events that we have that are coming in the next few weeks and months. Maybe I can start with two. One that is particular to this session is that we have the Odoo Arena that is hosted by Arthur, that is together with us. So that gaming session that we have at Odoo. And then we have also the Odoo Experience, as you know, still promoting that. It's happening in September, so biggest event that we ever organize. Every year we make it bigger with lots of concerts, lots of sessions where you can learn Odoo. That's one of the best places. And you know that every video that we have there, every session is after that to be found on YouTube. So don't hesitate, go there, participate to the event. It's a great session. We can meet each other, share a couple of drinks, not specifically alcoholic by the way. So that's a good way to meet each other and learn about Odoo. All right, so I was telling you about the previous links. So that's the one here with the birthday session of the show with Fabien as a host. Before we dive into, or I see already two questions, I will very, very quickly go back to a topic that we had last week. If you remember, we discussed a bit about importing images, and we made several tries. Maybe a thing that I could come back to is this, so that I can give you a final word, or at least a bit of extra explanation compared to what we wanted to accomplish. Because sometimes, you know, you think you have a solution, you try, and then you stop just before you find it. And it was a feeling I had just after the session, because I was like, okay, we've seen a few things that didn't work. We found one that was more or less working, and so I wanted to go over a small not repetition, but maybe conclusion about that. It was because we wanted to bring documents together with the accounting entries, and then we started importing images on Odoo. And if you remember well, we had that file that I used to work with, and we made a few tests, making this one bigger for you. And long story short, I stopped at some point importing images that were the ones of I don't remember, we have the names here. You know, Google Drive, focus on this one because otherwise the link is a bit too long. Google Drive, I told you, was not working simply because it's not a direct link to the image. A few other ones were not working, like this one that we get. And that is something that is sometimes a curiosity. So if maybe this one already exists because it's the same database that I was using last week, so I can retry that. So you are going to find it here. Yes, it works. That's the logo that we use for the session of Odoo Insider. So it is existing as a PNG, but that file is not downloadable, although the same file with the correct link will be. So you have the same link here. See, it's the same database. It starts with AHU184, and then we have a /web/image. And so you have a bit of extra security that is sometimes on one link or on the other. You see here it is working. Well, we have the same image. It's not the same URL, and that URL you can find it when you go to the attachment. So the first thing that I had to do was export this information, and I could find it from the attachment. Right here, so it was Odoo Insider something. I think I took the PNG, so that must be the one. And that is the information I took, and I attached to the base URL that we have here. So it was a concatenation of the right-hand side and the left-hand side, and imported this one works. So it's the same image, although found in a different URL, and that was working in the end. Same as if you want to test this one, which is simply taking the logo of Google directly from the Google engine webpage. It works. So those ones would be potential candidates. The only thing is that, again, importing the image just from the link that you have was not working. But like if you take just this information, that you will find right here, pay attention that this one will work and not the other one. That is the URL that you get when you upload. All right. So I think we already have a few questions. One from YouTube, from Nina, saying, okay, the resellers on the website, is it possible to see all of them on one map? I want to see all of them so anyone who visit the website can choose a region and based on that, a reseller. We can have a look. I think that I don't have the module installed at the moment. We have the same on Odoo, by the way. I think that we use the same module as it is. I know that we have a bit of extra modules on our side, but maybe I can show what you are asking from the page that we have in Belgium. So, that's a good one. We changed the way we display the partners. So last week we discussed that. You see now the references and the certifications that they have directly visible. We can look for industries as well. So which partner works on which industry. And then the reason why I went here, and you also find best match button. The reason why I was here is that now you have, I'm located in South Africa, not at the moment myself. It's just a setting that I have on the map. So I'm going to select something more like, let's say, I will go back to Belgium, which is the real place I am at the moment. If I do this, it's going to not geolocate me based on the IP, but based on the setting that I have. But on your side, it's not like this. It's the IP or some information that we are going to use, but not you don't have the selection that is available. So you see this, and of course here, if I have a look, we see 30, 10, 13. I thought that before that it was limited to something like 40. Here, based on all the numbers that we have, I think it's showing all the gold, silver, and ready, and not the learning ones. So that's why I think it's giving you all the information there. Because when I have a look at the numbers, it looks like more than just the gold, silver, and ready, or more than just one page. Because on one page, I think you have, you see, you have 7, so you must have 20 per page, and it's showing more than 20. So your point is. If we go back to Nina's question, Arthur, because I'm... yes, sorry. All of them in one map. Yeah, but on our side, it's true, we see only the ones from Belgium, so that's maybe what is bothering you. We can have a look at how it is done. So now let me check, because that is what we have on Odoo. I will duplicate it, because I would like to see if we have the same kind of option, if it's the same URL. That we'll find over there. Do we have something like I'm not sure we show those partners directly. I'm going to not struggle, but to take a bit of time to find how we show them online. I'm not sure about the page that we use. One way of checking that, was the resellers module. So I'm going to get a bit of help from Odoo just to see which pages we have added thanks to this module. So if I go to reseller, it's not here. I think it was partner assigned something. Yes, website CRM partner assigned. So we have something on the website. I'm just quickly checking the controllers just to see if we have yes, my leads. Okay, my leads. I could see my leads as a partner, my opportunities as well. But I'm also curious about the page where I can see all the partners, and then you have. It seems like you have get Google Map domain, so that could maybe help also. And we have partners. Okay, so it's simply /partners. We are going to find it here. So I'm going to put Odoo's one here. So you have something like partners here, and I should find. Yes, it's just that I don't have any reseller at the moment. If you click see all resellers, it's not going to change. I don't see that anyway. Let's have a customer that I'm going to put as a reseller. So like this one, I think you have partner assignment. And if I put some thing here, I guess I'm going to find it there. Is that the domain that we use? No, not even. I need to geolocate maybe. I'm going to put our former address in Brussels. So let's do this. Okay. All right. And now it's going to put some geolocation based on the address that I have here. Not sure it's going to show either. Is there a notion of publication or something like this that I need to have to show them? Yeah, go to website, I suppose. It's unpublished. I suppose I needed to publish. Okay, that is it. Super picture of me of a few years ago. So maybe we could change that as well. let's use my favorite fake logo. All right, very good. So if you want to see them all, you can say all countries, but then maybe you don't have the map view. Let me check if we can do that. All industries and not only Belgium. If I say all countries, I guess here, yes. Okay, it's maybe a choice that we make on our side. Not sure that is not a specific development. Do we have a map view on the one that we offer in standard here? Because when I'm refreshing this one on the resellers place, but I'm already on one reseller in particular. No. When I'm in the resellers list, I'm going to create another one so that we see there's clearly another item in the grid. I see that we don't see a map view. So let's have a look at another one here. Customers. I can create, maybe I can create Odoo just. All right. Yeah, we already have part of the same information, but do we have a logo? Excellent. And of course, would be gold. Okay, and compute based on address. All right, we have extra information there. Okay, if we go here, yeah, and we still need again to publish it. That is the reason why it was not visible before. So now we have two resellers. Okay, but both from Belgium as well, and we still don't have the map there. So I can check if it's something that we should find. Do we have a map thing in terms of views? Snippet. Maybe we have some extra thing that we need to show. That's a place. I'm not saying I'm going to find an answer there, but that's a place that sometimes people forget about. It is that when you're on a web page, some options are directly on the web page, and clicking on edition will show you a few extra things. Here I see that on the partners page there's not that much. It's just about the address or showing the lead and opportunity. So it's not there that I will find my extra map if it exists. Let me dive a bit more into what we have here. I don't know if in the places there we are going to have some extra JavaScript for map views or something like this. Do we have? Nope. I don't know if I can find something like going there. It's my way of searching is maybe not excellent. I'm going to ask Odoo. Well, if you go there, do we have something about maps? Google Map. Okay. Yeah, it depends. So the fact that CRM partner assigned depends on website Google Map, there must be something related to the map thing. That could be a first check that you can make. I just want to see if we have. No, there's not that many mentions here of maps in. Yep, no, definitely not. I copy pasted twice the same information, so it's not going to work. Okay, do we have something like model for large map, ref country? Okay, website CRM partner assigned index world map. Okay, and there it's the snippet. So we have. Wait a sec. Yes. Forgot that. Is it related to the fact that we need to have this Google Map API key that is not set up at the moment on my side? It could be. That could be a long test. Let's check if I can make that happen quickly using a few things on my side that I cannot show on my screen. Going to the Google admin console just to check if I have something like very quickly sites things I can use. So an integration with a number as a key that I could use here. If I go for Google Maps, yes, then you need this translation. Okay, do we have something else about Google for the website? Analytics, search, nope. I think that should be there. I'm going to see if I have one I can reuse. If I cannot, I would advise you to reuse this on your side. And I see it's not connecting. No, it's going to be a bit long because I would need to have that key and secret there. It looks like over here, let's go back to this. We are going to have in the snippets. Okay, that's maybe simply because that's also something that we can add. That is coming from the map thing here. But then, do we give a list of? No, it's not that. Okay, all right. I'm going to save this one and not. Okay, it's going to be a bit long with Google here. And I'm not sure I have the right account with my user on our own Google account. If I do this, yeah, it's going to ask me an API key. I'm going to put whatever. No, it's going to check it, of course. So I tried this one. That is going to be one part of the answer. So inserting the map, and then your question was more than this. It was also about knowing how to show everything on the Google Maps. So once you have it set up with the fact that you will have the API key configured, I suppose that at some point we send information to that Google Map, and the information you are going to find it. We saw it in the this place. I suppose that there is a moment where we ask Google Maps, hey, have a look and show us some pins according to a list of partners that we give you, either a list of partners or a list of latitude, longitude items. And there we saw something, and I'm going to finish on this one for this question. We saw something that was related to the map domain. So what do we get? We get, yes, grade. So grade and country, that's what we give from, let's discard here. Okay, grade is here, country is here, so that's what we give here in terms of domains. And do we have a limit? So we check the ones that are published for the country and for the grade. It doesn't look like we are going to limit that. So it's weird if it's not here that we do that. It's maybe later when we call that grade active. It doesn't look like we have a limit, so I suppose it would be limited to the country. Let me check if I can find one. That's it, references per page. Do we have that somewhere? Okay, so when we go on the partners, okay, there's that references per page. That is here, and where do we find that information? Okay, 40. So that's maybe what you have on your side. It shows only the 41st one, and that's maybe something that we change on our side. So have a look at if you can. So you see this cannot be changed, but in the code. So have a look at that and check if you can change that amount, because here what it does is that at some point when you ask Odoo, please show me the partners, we have a domain, so to select a few partners that match domain, grade and country. And then after that, Odoo is going to perform that query. So from the website, it asks the database, okay, give me the information I need, but give me only 40 items. And that is maybe something that could be problematic on your side. And I know we had this back in the days, maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, on our own reseller web page, where we were showing only the ones that were displayed on the page here. So it would have been 20. I know that in the past it was an issue for our partners because we were showing only part of the items here and not everything on a country. So while here it looks like we show everything inside a country, at least that is of those 3 grades. I'm pretty sure that we don't show the learning ones because it's not a benefit that they have, even though as I am an Odoo user, I can see some learning ones, but you don't. So I think that's maybe a small difference that we have on our own Odoo and yours, but so change that number here and check if you can have more, and if not, play a bit with the domains that we send to receive the information. Again, I would love to have that. Maybe I should, for a few next sessions, check how to prepare those API keys, because it's true that it would be better to have the full example, but that's maybe taking a bit of time. And I'm always thinking everything that I'm not showing on the screen is not cool for you. Because if I do it on my side here, I need to comment on what I'm doing. And you don't see it because maybe there are a few codes that I don't want you to see when we're talking about API keys, about passwords and things like that. I prefer to have it on the side over there. I'm saying this, I'm anyway always amazed by everything that you have on Google side in terms of integrations, but that's maybe the topic for another Odoo Insider session. Okay, let's dive into another question from YouTube. Atef is asking, in Odoo 18, what is the way to create a project template and duplicate, I guess, it without creating a document folder, Analytic account, and duplicate task stages? I want just to duplicate part 2, the layout task, and keep the same task steps. Okay, part 2 is here. Okay, thanks. Okay, so let's go back to this. Yeah, I can discard. So just to be sure, create project template and duplicate without creating a document folder. Okay, that is, if you have the document module, I'm not sure you can do it because what you don't like, I'm going to rephrase that or to show it in a different way. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to start the debug mode because I know it's not cool when we go on a place because you are going to have like those boxes. So for demos it's not great, but when I'm navigating in Odoo and I'm answering questions, at least when I'm in debug mode all the time, I know I won't miss a field that is only visible in debug mode. So what you say is that on your side, in the documents, you have a project. We are going to, and there we see lots of projects. And you say, yeah, but the issue is that if I'm using, and we can maybe use it with the sale application together. If I go in the sale and I have a product, whose, I will call it project template kind of stuff. We say it's a service and I'm going to create project and it will be based on a project template. I'm going to use the document project here, and whatever we say in terms of prepaid or blah blah blah, that shouldn't be bothering us. What seems to be bothering Atef is that when we create a project based on a template, it is going to generate a document folder and Analytic account and duplicate task stage, and you want to duplicate the layout, the task, but have the same task step. Okay, so let's see that and let's show your problem on screen if you like. So let's go here, let's put whatever the customer. I'm going to reuse Odoo that was here, and we say template. I said something, yeah. So I'm going to have one. I misconfigured that because I'm using hours, and usually, yeah, no, it's okay. We can keep our hours. My bad. I can say, okay, let's put 2 hours. If I confirm this, I'm going to have a project over there, so it will be project coming from SO57, and then you have that document project. And what is bothering you, it looks like, is that if that project had different task stage, it's going to duplicate that. We can have a look at subtasks, and we see new doing done. And so your message seemed to imply that instead of reusing exactly the same stages, we duplicate them and keep the names, but duplicate. So we can see that by going into not the sales configuration, but the project configuration. We go here and we see the task stages. And yes, all right, we see we have them here, but no, apparently it's the same because we have document project SO57. And if I create a new one, I think we are going to reuse the same task stages. So let me redo that again. I will simply select this one, duplicate it. So we have 58 now. If I confirm, I have still the same task and same project. Going back to the project place. If I go here, I look at the task stages. You have the feeling that those are two different items, but they are not. We just maybe some explanation on the many-to-many fields here. As we group on tags, when you say, I would like to group things based on tags, you have the feeling that you have two different records, but you don't. Odoo is showing twice the same information, but in different groups. And that, maybe if I group per something else, like active, inactive, you see I have 18. And 18, then this time, I don't have that new being duplicated for 57 or 58. No, they are just here. And I don't have 3 times the same information. So just to make that clear, because maybe the previous view, like the one that you get by default when you go in the task stages, you may feel like, okay, I have 3 stages here, 3 stages here, 3 stages here. No, you have 3 stages. It's just that we group by a criteria that is a many-to-many, and so you have the feeling that things appear several times. It's very we had to make a choice. And I remember when it happened in Odoo, when we started having grouping by many-to-many criteria, it was like, okay, it's going to be a danger for people that are, it's maybe not your case, and maybe that's not even something that you wanted to know, or it's not your question, but it's something that some people don't realize. We offer a new way of grouping. You can now group per many to many items, which was not possible before. But so if we group per many to many, we are going to replicate some information inside here. There are a few places where I think it can kind of bothering, like you go on a VAT report in Belgium, for example, you have some lines that have different tax grid codes. When people click on the amount on a report, they access a line. If they group per tax grid, they are going to have items coming several times, and so they will feel, okay, the amount I see in my report is not the same as the one I see on the lines is separated and grouped per tax grid, simply because items appear several times in a view like this one. So there are a few places where it can be misleading. So it's not like we don't duplicate the tasks and the steps, the stages. We reuse the one that was already existing, and we just attach the new project inside the stages that already exist. So that is not something that you will have to fix. Analytic account, though, that is true. You are going to have them generated, and that is a problem if you want to avoid it, because you will need it. So that's maybe something that would need more information from you at F, because let's have a look at the Analytic accounts. Now that I agree, we duplicate them. That's because Odoo's way of doing is before, I don't remember which version, but at some point a project was de facto Analytic account. It was what we say, it was inheriting an Analytic account, and then I'm not sure it's still the case. I'm going to have a look at that, because I don't know if it's still something that we have. And one way of checking this is to go at the basic definition of what is a project. And if I go here, I just want to know if we inherit. Wait. Okay, we inherit a lot of things. Analytic plan, but not. Okay, not Analytic account. But what I want to know is, are we going to create an Analytic account at some point? Okay, we have an Analytic account ID. Okay, and do we create one at some point? Like, so you see that here when we delete a project, we are going to try to delete an Analytic account. I guess if it's empty, do we have a place where we are going to create one? No, we browse, so I don't know. Is it the creation that we do that? No, when we write. Okay. I don't know why we don't create one, because that is here. Okay, we create an Analytic account, and that is when we do it. Is that the creation of something else? Okay, apparently there's something that we do here where we are going to say we automatically create it. So that would mean if you want to avoid that at F, you'd have to change the way Odoo works, and I'm not sure that would be a good idea, because in fact you need that Analytic account at different places on the project. So I wouldn't do that. I understand the document folder, but I fail to understand the Analytic account ID, because you are going to unlink what is by default in Odoo between a project and an Analytic account. And Odoo reuses that in different places. One of which I know is when you go on the dashboard of a project, it's going to select things in matter of profitability, timesheets. And timesheets, it's going to select the analytic lines linked to the Analytic account that is linked to the project. So if you don't have an Analytic account anymore, like if you can do that, and I'm not even sure that it is possible, one way of checking this is to go into the account and see if it's not something that is mandatory. Let me check. Is it? No, it's okay. It's not mandatory, so it could be emptied. So if you don't have one already, these kind of things like the timesheets, you don't know which one to consider because there's no Analytic account. So I think that timesheets themselves would be hard to manage, and profitability is based on the and the budget is based on the Analytic account as well. So it's going to be getting rid of lots of things that are related to your project. Now, maybe what you want to do is have a project and sub-project or something like this and say, okay, in fact, several projects that I'm creating as templates, I would like to reattach them to the same Analytic account. In that case, there's maybe a possibility to do that, which would be just after the creation of your project, done from a sale order, for example. You go on the project and you change its account ID to always give the same or to give Odoo some idea on which Analytic account to link to the project. But there, in order to make a sound decision, I would need to know what is the use case. For the document folder, that is, I think, something maybe you can get rid of. But again, the Analytic account, I never had that demand, and so I'm scared about it, to say the least. So this one we see that we created 57 and 58, and that is, I think, because you added the module that makes the link between project and documents. That is usually something that you're going to find over there. If I type documents, we are going to find something that is related to projects. Yeah, that's the one. Or I don't know which one could it be, but I think it's this one. We see that we have 3 different ones: project sale and project sign, but I think that already project is this one. If I go in the module info, ability to create invoices from the document module, it looks like it looks like a copy paste from another document information, because I don't see how this is related to the documents project. I wonder if this one is not coming from, I'm curious now, if it's not coming from another definition. Let me check that. It looks like it was, so it's the description that we have. Is it the description? Yeah. I'm going to look for, do we have another place where we have the description containing this? Because no, it's weird that it's mentioning invoices, because it doesn't look like that's what it does, but we can have a look. So documents project, documents being enterprise. I need to go on the enterprise version to check that. And that is usually, oh yeah, I can access it from here. So that's the one we are talking about. I'm going back to this one, but just maybe back to Odoo. If I go into the settings, you will find something in the documents here. And I think what it brings is in the file centralization, you are going to have something related to projects. Do we have it here? Fleet, workspace, sign, product, human resources. Not even. So it's not something that you can select or unselect here. It would have been my guess, in fact, that here when you do that, automatically Odoo will centralize it. I thought it would be some kind of setting that you get there. If it's not that, do we have that information on the project side? Let's go back on any and check the settings. Timesheet billable, field service, documents. Yeah, that's the one. What you can do, we can make another try from the document project that we use as a template. And I'm going to ask him something like, don't use the documents, and see now if I recreate a new one, like from the sales order. Am I going to, if I confirm this one, if I go to the project, okay, documents isn't checked, so I suppose it won't do it. And yeah, Analytic account here, as you know, you could be removing it, but I'm not really fond of what you want to accomplish, but you could put another one that would be maybe a parent one or the same of the one of the document, but then it's either manually you come here and you say, I'm going to use the document project, okay, or you are going to do it automatically just after its creation, and that you could create an automated action for it. It would be fairly simple. Going back, and maybe to continue on that, fairly simple because you have the information here. So here it's 59. You can find back the sale order line that led to this. So if you have the sale order line, you have the product. If you have the product, you can find the project template. If you have the project template, you can find the Analytic account link to it. So you could switch that very, very easily, automatically to the parent, if that's what you wanted to accomplish. I suppose you will have something like this because I really fail to see a case where you don't want to see the Analytic account on the project. But yeah, so now that we validated that, documents, all right. We don't have that extra number 59 here. It's 57, 58, and that is good. Okay, next question for us. That was Atef on YouTube. We have Vladimir on YouTube as well. Is it possible to import contacts to Odoo by just scanning someone's business card? Not at the moment. Also, how to make Odoo to be a main mail client with signature IDs is that all mail conversations stay recorded under some contact. Don't do that. So just scanning. We don't have that at the moment, just scanning a business card. But let me check if someone didn't already do it. Odoo scan business card. So do we have that? We have someone that already asked a question, and 3 years ago, okay, blah blah, and yes, you have some other people. Okay, they use different things. So either you do it with another system that synchronizes already with Odoo. That's the first thing that you can do, and then you link Odoo contacts with that. I think that it could work with Google as well. Or there are a few other things, but it's not Odoo related. Or other thing that we like to quickly check is, do we have something here? It would be in the CRM, I suppose. Not even sure that would be the best place to look at. But I see it's not a subdivision. If I type scan or business card, I'm not sure we'll find. There you have something. Business card reader app. Okay, do we have business card? Okay, but that's for generating one. Business card, okay. Business card reader, okay, they all cost around that amount. And I never tested it. So it's also another thing that we should do. Receive that and check it together and have a look at. Okay, like you can ask on. I'm participating with Arthur, but it's better if you hear his voice.
All right. So Antoine was wondering a few months ago we had a talk about maybe it could be interesting to go further with Odoo Insider and maybe do more.
Yes. Yes.
By presenting useful partners apps.
Yes, like kind of those ones
but
that we
have you
see.
asked Fabien? Because
No, I didn't check that yet.
The conversation ended by, I will ask Fabien at some point. At some
yes,
point, right?
In fact, we should have asked him during his own Odoo Insider. So, hey, would it be possible for you to present extra
Unsure about that. There was
extra applications? But we can have a look. But it wouldn't be, because we had discussion also saying, okay, it's mostly those are applications that are made from outside of Odoo. So maybe it should be part of another talk. But true, I would love to do that.
Maybe
and have
Fabien accepts.
I can check because when we ended the conversation, I'm sure that I didn't ask so far. So we can check. So the idea is we have a need that is here, and I often go to that webpage just to discuss of the apps that have been made by the community, and I'm like, okay, I would love to see that and very, very quickly test it. But I cannot unless I'm willing to pay from my own pocket the amount that is here. And honestly, as much as I love you, I don't want to spend that money every time that we have a conversation together. So that we could test it online directly, and we have a solution. But as we have several questions that if I'm basing my assumptions on the text that is here, it looks like, okay, this is what you need, but I would like to test it and to show it to you and to show you how I would test those kind of things. But it requires a bit of time, and also maybe another format than the session of Odoo Insider, where we try to show everything that is inside Odoo and how we work as consultants, and we don't always use the extra applications in the community. So it could be another talk that we have, but it takes time, and also for every kind of the things I need to check with the partners, like here Webcool, for example, or CFIS. Okay, can you grant me that module for free on some place that I can test for the viewers so that they can see it? But otherwise, until we have an answer to the question I never asked, you can also check with the partners that we have here and ask them, okay, can I try this? Because that exists. I didn't see something like this presented by Fabien last week related to AI, because you could say, okay, with AI it's easy, you take a picture, you extract information, but then you need to format it correctly in some in some fields. So that is it. That's where I would say you could start your research, scanning the card. So importing, then it's still slow because it's card by card. So if you have it in Excel anyway, or if you have another solution that converts all those cards in Excel, that's even better, because then it will be received in Odoo in just one go. I think that there were 2 questions in that one. Yes, how to make Odoo to be main mail client with signature. So I wouldn't do that. I was saying, okay, Odoo is not there to replace your mail client. It's there to be a place where you can, from which you can send emails. But as a reminder, That's maybe going to change, but as of now, every time that you send a message, among other things, if I go here, you see it says here to Odoo, but if you have several persons, it's going to send as many emails as there are persons. So we don't use the logics of CCs when you have a signature and an email address, or if you have multiple accounts with one user of Odoo. Inside Odoo, you have only one email account. So it's not as if you can go on your Outlook and use aliases or on your Gmail apps and switch accounts. Here you have only one, so mails from information will be sent from here, unless you do some gymnastics in the email templates. That is the mail that you are going to use, and there's always the same signature as well. That is going to be here, well, the digital one, or simply the email signature. That's more the one that I was looking for, where here you have one email signature, and if you have, if I'm part of several companies, I'm going to always use the same email signature, which is maybe something that some other email software are better at, because you can send from different emails, and every time you send from a different email, you have settings based on the email itself, and not just the person that is behind. So you can have several signatures. So I wouldn't do that, Vladimir. It's not exactly how to use Odoo. Now, there must be a reason why you ask this, and maybe that's because usually you don't see how to configure well the link between a user in Odoo and an account, an email account, and that we can talk about, but it's taking usually a bit of time. It's more like consulting job that we do case by case basis, because for this I cannot show it here on the. We cannot show your email address on the show, nor the settings that you have on Azure or on Google Apps, things like those ones that we really get into when we want to answer those questions for real. Okay, there was another question on YouTube. I'm that guy. I had tried exporting some records with external ID and added a new route and imported back. This created new copies instead of updating the existing ones. I thought if we imported along with external ID, it's supposed to be updated existing record. Why would this be? I would need to see your file to see where is the error. But indeed, when you import things with a new ID, a new external ID, it's going to reuse it, and it's going to not create things, but rather update them. We can have a look at the pipeline here, because I have a few leads. I'm going to export all of them. I'm exporting this, and as I want the external ID, I'm going to click here. I want to update data, and I'm exporting this. I will just change, I don't know, maybe just the opportunity name. Yeah, I'm going to import the opportunity name and add just a 2 after, and we'll do it from there. So I have the external ID that is here. That's the one that we are talking about. So if I say test, I'm going to say test 2. Oops. Yeah. All right. I'm saving this. I maybe can save it in another place. Okay, in my documents, and test import XML ID for that guy. Okay, let's do that. We go back here. There I'm importing records now. I'm reusing the file. If I test it, it's telling me everything is okay. And if I import that, it's changing the existing one that I had with that 2 just next to it. And if I go there, just here metadata, you'll see that I have the same XML ID as I was using. And you see that I just changed it now. That's the time that we have here in Belgium. It's maybe not your time, but it is mine, definitely. A few minutes past 10. This is working, but there may be something on your side that would be different. Let's imagine, and maybe I have an example for that. Last week, we were doing the following, and I'm not going to redo the whole exercise compared to last week, but last week we imported, it was the first exercise. So have a look at last week beginning of the video in the link that I provided at the beginning, where you have all the previous sessions of Odoo Insider. We imported things here with an ID. So that is the ID of the accounting entries I wanted to import, and I told after that, because the column E was not existing, if I do this, let's imagine that we don't have that column, I import twice this one, it means that this record will be imported once, but those will be imported twice, because inside the same journal entry, I will duplicate the journal items because I'm not giving them an ID. If I do this, then it's different. I will import twice this file, and it will import only once, and it will know which journal entry I want to use thanks to the ID. It's going to write on it, and inside that journal entry is going to use this journal items IDs to know that I want to write this information and not duplicate it. So maybe in your question that is not exactly what you asked, but my guess, if you say, yeah, but I have an ID here, and you say, I'm importing with external ID, but it doesn't seem to work, then that's maybe because you forgot that you have a one-to-many relationship, and if you have a one-to-many relationship, the manys that you have, they need to have an ID as well. Otherwise, the one side, it will be okay. You are going to re-import on it, but all the lines, it's going to be duplicated. Is this the error that you have? It could be, but definitely, Odoo works with external IDs. Have a look also once you have imported. Maybe that's another one, and that will make you realize. Let me go back here because I want to. Yeah, I have the ID. That's okay. Maybe something you will realize is when you go there and you check the ID in metadata, you will see. No, I see a difference in the ID because on one I have just this, and on the other side I have __ export, which is different maybe of what you imported, and so the right hand side would be the same, but not the left hand side. Another possibility to double check that is to select this part, or the part that you want to look for, and you go in external identifiers and you type this, and you can only find one because external identifier, the whole complete ID is unique, but maybe I can have twice. You could have something like this. Let me show this to you. You could have something that would be like this would work, or I will reuse CRM lead, and I will say 1. Do we have a CRM lead 1? No, we don't have. 2, yeah. So that works. So here, if I'm looking for this ID, I will find two things. One that is related to the record 2, one to the record 10. It's just because the left-hand side export is not the same. And you say, yeah, but the XML ID is the same. No, the right-hand side is the same, but not the left one. And so the complete ID is different. It could be that. It could be many things. For this, I would need to have a look at your at the file. And as I said, if you, I'm always saying that on the show, if you are a partner, you can contact us on the partner success email address. If you are a client, you can go on odoo.com/help and ask our support, because that is something that they can usually help you with very, very quickly. Like it's the error that you say that you give us is too big not to be a mistake. So we can have a look at that. Another one from LinkedIn, Praveen, is asking us, small clarification, why can't we make few mandatory fields in master data and also in transactions? It would help users process data fastly. Also, I feel UI needs to be simplified. But is it related to a previous question that we have small clarification to start with? Do you know? Okay. Why can't we make few mandatory fields in master data? Okay. You can, but in the view, let me explain that. So when you go here on a customer and you say, okay, it bothers me because when I'm going here, some people forget to put the address field, or I don't know, the phone field is mandatory for me, and you know that you can go here, and say to Odoo, hey, I would like that phone field right there. That phone field, it needs to be required. You see here it's already required conditionally. I don't know why, but maybe it's a wrong example. I should say select the email, but it seems to be required the same way. So I'm going to use one that is even easier, like the website, because it's not required in any way, not even conditional. You could say, okay, now it is required. If you do this, it's going to help data selection, because now if I try to save it, it's going to tell me, yeah, but you're missing a website. Okay, I'm going to remove that because otherwise it's going to bother me for the rest of the demos, having such a link that is necessary, or we need to every time type some fake information inside, but that I don't want to, so I prefer to, I prefer to go to Studio and say, no, in fact, you are not necessary anymore, you're not required, and let's close it. But you see what you can accomplish with Studio. It would be selecting info, on Studio, saying that you want it to be required. So that would be well for master data, but I would say that this change is not great because it's making it mandatory for you to give the website information once you are in this view. This means that if I were to import information, it will allow me to import information without the website. So if it's really mandatory, it needs to be done at the database level, or let's say at the Python level. More, it's better like this, where you would say that in your model, that is REST partner, you would say that the website field, so that would be here. I suppose it would be one of the last. Yeah, that must be website link. That's one. You need to say that this one is required. But you see, if I go on the definition of that field on the object we're talking about, and it's really this one, I think. If I go there, we'll see it's the field website. The label is website link on the model REST partner. So it looks to be this one, website link, and we were on the object REST partner. And you see it's not required. If I want to change that and I try to save it, Odoo is going to tell me, yeah, you cannot. It's a base field and you are not supposed to change it that way inside Odoo. So that is going to be impossible to make people, to force people to have that website completed when you import, for example. But some people will say, I'm fine because the way I want people to be forced to display information or to give information is through the form view. I'm okay if people can import information without giving that information. But sometimes it will be a problem because it's really information that you need, in which case people cannot have a place where they can create those kind of records without mentioning it. Other possibility that would work, and on the import as well, would be to create an automated action saying, okay, can't create partner without a website link. And there you say, okay, I'm going to go on the REST partner, so a contact, and I'm going to say that if I want to save at all points, when I'm saving websites, if the website link is not set, then what we do is execute some code and we say raise user error, and we say mandatory to have a website. All right, so we do this, and if I'm trying to create a new thing here, then it tells me, hey, it's mandatory to have a website, but if I put some information here, it allows me to do it. So you could have those kind of things, but of course, you will have to do that field per field. It's maybe not like super useful, so that's going to be a bit more complicated, but at least that works, and it will block the import as well, because it's also through a save, and that you're going to have that error, and Odoo is going to display that in the import window. So it really depends on what you want to do. I'm going to archive this one, otherwise it will be very, very boring during the demonstration, but you get the idea of what is possible to do. And when you say, and also in transactions, I'm not sure if you talk about transactions, kind of, I'm using the API, and that is for me the transaction. I'm sending things to Odoo, in which case what I was showing through the view is no use at all, because the view is going to be ignored through the API calls, in which case the second item with extra security is better, and you wouldn't receive through the API the same error as the one that I have here on the automation rule. Yeah, so that could be working. Briefly, I think that's how you could do that. And when you say, why can't we make few mandatory fields in master data, you can, but not the base fields. And if you want to change the base fields required criteria, you need to develop that. So develop it with a proper module, or do like I did with a automation rule if you are in the SaaS and you don't want to develop a complete module. Okay, another question from Michel again. How was the partner day? If you ask me, it was excellent. So I don't know if did we display a few pictures of the partner day or videos online. I don't know if there was a kind of a video after. You were there, right?
No, I was working remote because we were invited to
to stay at home.
At the office.
Yes, that is true. So maybe a quick word.
To make room for
yes.
So
the place is big here at Odoo, but welcoming 700 people is quite a challenge for the kitchen, for having food for everyone, having space to work, different open spaces where you can ask any question as a partner. So it was a great moment, plus very rare occurrence of sunny weather in Belgium. So it was super cool. I think that we had lots of discussion outside with partners. On my side, at the end, I think I worked on my tan, talking with partners during the whole day. But it was excellent. If you ask me, it was a great event. Thanks
But
to
no
all.
Pululu.
No Pululu. No, that is true. Thanks to everyone for organizing this, but and the partners for joining us, because some of them were coming from far. But true, I didn't receive any Pululu, so that is why I was asking even Arthur, what does that mean? So maybe you can say, because Michel was asking last week, and I was like, oh, I know you say it all the time, but I don't know what it means. So if you want to give a quick expression or explanation of that.
It's just a cheering word, like when something is going nice.
Oh
etc.,
yeah.
You just say Pululu.
Okay. It's
So
oh yeah.
It's not in a dictionary.
All right.
It will never be, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay. So
And when you enter the studio every morning,
yeah, but I say it because you say it.
Pululu,
Yeah,
so
but no,
you're
like I
kind
would
of
say hello.
inside it.
Okay. All right.
Voilà.
Okay, next question on YouTube. Global Chart is asking, in Odoo point of sale, how can we disable or restrict the ability to issue refunds either completely for certain user roles? If you don't have that button, that is, we can have a look. It's a good question. It's going to keep me busy for a few minutes. If you don't have an access right on that button, it means that everyone can do it. So how can we see if we have an access right on that? There are different ways. The first way that is totally functional is that you go on the shop floor there, and you see you have basic right and advanced right, and you check by changing the person that you're connected with. Do they see different things? And having a look at that, that's because on version 18. If I go on demo, I think I've seen something different on the POS lately, which is in 18.2. I think that we have even a third access right now. Going there. Yeah, I need to, I will use another one because you see here it's opening control, so that is good. I cannot change that because it's telling me, hey, the session is currently used. So this one, maybe it's different. Yeah, login with employees. And then you have something different. You have advanced right, basic right, minimal rights. And so maybe there you have something different. But I will need now a bit of GitHub to help me. I'm going to do it in version 18 rather than 18.2, but already telling you, try this. Functional way is having 3 different people here and very, very quickly switching from one to the other. We can do that, in fact. Let's do it. So I'm going to have Abigail, AKA, and Amy. Okay, right, good. And if I'm doing this, it's on the version 18.2. So again, to test with what you have at the moment, if I go on, let me check the employees, because that is how you are going to connect. So I have those 3 ladies I'm going to connect with. If I go there, settings, you have a pin code, I'm going to say 111. The next one would be, and I'm going to use because I like it, the next button. Does that work? Yes. Then 222, then next one 3333. Okay, so we're good. Now we have those employees. We can go on the point of sale and say open register, and in the shop that we have here, if I open it, it's going to tell me, yeah, give me your pin code. I'm going to say I will start with 111. So okay, can I change it? Yeah, okay, good. I don't care about that. It's okay. No thanks. Opening cash 0. Good. Can we issue refund with that person? So let's go into the previous orders. But maybe we don't have. In fact, yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to create a new one. Sell something. Okay. Make the payment, and I will see if I can. No, do I have orders? I can. I don't see here. I don't see the previous orders. No, wait, it's here. That moved. I think that if you go on version 18, it will be different. You will have them here, but now it's there. Okay, so I have this ongoing, but I have the ones that I have that were paid, and I can click on refund. So that is for the first person that was. If I have a look again at the point of sale information over there, it will tell me, let's go back here, it was advanced right. So advanced right for Abigail, I'm correct? Yeah, if I want to change now, we'll see 2222. Is it better now that I'm connected with someone else? Can I do that? Let's go back, let's reload this, let's select this one. oops, no, I made a mistake. Let's go back on the paid one, select this one. I still have access to the refund button while I'm not connected with basic rights. Okay, so Aka Foster does have it. Now let's try Amy Watson. There, 3333. Okay. Minimal rights doesn't have access to it. So I like this test because that test means at least version 18.2, I could do the same on 18.0. Minimal rights, you don't have the access to this. So that is a functional test. Otherwise, if I couldn't do that functionally, I would need to go, and I can do that part this time on version 18. I could go there, open the register and say, okay, give me the information about where that information even is. I think I would have 1111. It's always the same there. Okay. If I go there and I'm selecting a previous order, yeah, I was saying here you don't have the orders. It's there that you need to go. So that is a change between 18.2 and version 18 that I'm using at the moment. I need to go in the orders. I go there in the paid ones. I take a previous one. Yeah, it's ongoing paid ones. And I have access to the refund button. I will need to inspect it and try to find, I know it's a bit technical now, but try to find that place. And here it says, that's the place where you can find it. And I like that we have that information here, action pad widget. And we would see if that action pad widget is, so let's copy that element. Yeah, let's see. I would need to check, okay, is this button? But it's here, that button, but it's the same. I will need to check if this button is available to one particular person. So here, I mean, Odoo, that's a bit too long, so I'm not going to look for everything there. But I know that I could go for action pad widget as a file. So action pad widget. Do we have something like this? Post restaurant, yeah, it's on the POS restaurant, but I suppose that this is not only on the POS restaurant. We maybe have something just for the regular POS. No, that is weird because I suppose that it wouldn't be linked to only that. Let me check. I'm going there. But what did I have in terms of? I still have it here. So it's POS restaurant. Oh yeah, it's weird that I have it only there because I'm pretty sure that I would have the refund button even if I were not a restaurant. So that's something that is maybe missing in what I'm trying to accomplish here. Before I dive into this, I would like maybe to go on the same module and install the restaurant to see how it is working, but then maybe submit order. I'm going to check if we have a notion of role there. Okay, it doesn't look like we have something role or manager because I know that otherwise we have a few things like that. It looks like here there's nothing like this, but we have that action pad widget that we patch, and otherwise it's in the point of sale. That's it. So I guess that's where we could find it also. All right, I need to remove that. Okay, there we're going to find it in different places. Point of sale, I think that would be the best place to start. Yeah, we don't see a lot of things here, in fact. Yeah, but there we create the action pad, and then there are maybe several actions, and among which the refund button. So do we have something like this where we have customer select partner or the summary? There must be something where we have it's not sufficient what I have here because I will need to find the refund button. Another possibility would be to go here, stay in the same module. It's maybe looking a bit too much for an answer that we already have, by the way, since here we have already seen that in version 18.2 we have it correctly done with the access right, but in version 18 action view refund orders no, because we need to have something like more in the JavaScript. Odoo refund gets PS store. Yeah, we have some control button here about click refund. We get order, we get the partner, okay. And then what? do we have something related to roles? But it doesn't look like we have this. Because usually we have notion of roles or managers. No. I know that we have that also on the POSHR application. I'm not going to spend more time on this because you already have part of the information for version 18. I want to quickly have a look at the place where we start having this. I think that's the module that brings these fields. I'm not 100% sure, but if I remember well, I have the feeling that things that bring this, like login with employees, it's coming from the POSHR thing. I can try that just to confirm, and if it's coming from there, it means that the setting, if there were one, would be coming from there. So point of sale, no, login with employees. It's even the regular point of sale has it. It looks like, yeah, I was wrong. So you have that already in the POS application. So here's my reasoning. It may be not be perfect, but if you have this already in the most basic POS application, because the point of sale that we have here, let me show that when I was looking for logging with employees, but this time with quotes, otherwise it's not finding what I want. And I go on XML, we see that it's coming from the module that is called point of sale. It is you may maybe don't know that, but it's the base one, the one on which the rest of the POS applications will depend on. So if I go in the POSHR like this one, if I go in the manifest, I will see something where, yeah, it needs a point of sale. It's a link between the point of sale and HR. And that's why I thought, yeah, that's what it says. Module to login, use the employee application with a PIN number. So maybe it's working on the PIN number thing. That's maybe where I should go also later. But what I meant is the point of sale application, if it's a regular one, it's already the one that allows you to log in with employees. I would suppose that the access right link to that would be into that module. And so that's why it would be a first candidate in which I'm going to look for that kind of information. We made the test functionally, but technically that would be how I would do that to find it. Another one, I see that basic right is for either, so I can also remake that test in version, functionally in version 18 and not 18.2. For this, I will need to go into the employee. I think that either is somebody that was there during last week or the week before, because that's definitely someone I created because of the talks that we have together. I will create the pin code right there. Let's try to go here again, and let's restart the point of sale with either this time. Unlock register. Okay. All right, no thanks. And is he able to have a look at the previous orders, the paid ones, and select whatever? Yeah, he has access to the refund. So that's maybe something new in version 18.2 that you're asking for, and that doesn't exist in version 18. And then you need to make that button refund with a bit of code, change it. And definitely it would be looking for where this button is instantiated, and is there in the JavaScript code something extra that is using the notion of role inside Odoo. That's what I wanted to tell you, but looking, it would be in post HR or in the point of sale, in those kind of things, trying to find the right button that is displayed and see, okay, do we have an extra group notion that is associated to that button. Knowing that here it's not existing through the functional test, I would suppose that it's not going to give any result that is going to help you. Okay, another question from Twitch. Mariam is back again. Hi Antoine, when receiving a product that is tracked by serial numbers, is there any way that the first serial number field to be auto-populated by the system so that we don't have to enter it manually? I don't think so. Well, not easily. So what you're asking for is, I think, not the fact that it should propose a number for the next one, but that even when you go, let's have an example. Let's create a product that, I already have product like FIFO. I'm pretty sure that FIFO product, wouldn't be surprised that it is. No, it's by quantity. Let's see, another possibility to find tracked items by serial number would be to go here, track inventory. No, it's not the track inventory. Then it's different. Do we have track something else? No, tracking. That's the tracking, I think. It's not track inventory. Yes. Unique serial number, very good. Motorbike. I'm going to receive some motorbikes. Purchase order. Let's create a new one. Whatever the vendor. All right, we select product. I'm going to receive 2 or 3. 3, very good. I confirm this. Yes, it's, yeah. Okay, then we have a receipt that is there. And you tell me, okay, I think what you're asking is you would like the first number to be existing already in that view, in that case, so that here you have that selected. In a way, there's maybe a possibility, but let me rewrite, reread your question, because you say, terms have some importance in what you ask. When receiving a product that is tracked by serial numbers, is there any way that the first, yeah, thanks Arthur, is there any way that the first serial number field to be auto-populated by the system? So what you would like to have is the first serial number field here. In a way, there must be something that we do, because the fact that I'm opening this and that we already have a few things that are pre-populated means that they exist already. So we could do, I suppose, we can have a look at something around the inventory module, because what we can see in the reporting is that we can see the move and the moves here. I'm going to look for the motorbike, and if I look for that product, I see that here we must have something like wait, because here I have 3 in terms of demands. Yes, those are the ones I created today. So we have the 3 lines, but there's no serial number. So those 3 lines that I see here are the 3 lines, because we are, let's show that technically, we are on the model stock move line. Here we have a stock move, that is a stock move, and here we have stock move lines. So potentially, when you, under some condition, you could say, yeah, please, the first line that we have here, and the first one, I suppose, we need to test that, is I guess the smallest ID, because when they are ordered here, there's something, and you could, there's an order, but I suppose it would be based on the ID. You could do, what you could say is say, okay, when we are going to create a new stock move line from vendor to stock, or, and I'm saying from vendor to stock because I suppose that your use case is applicable when you receive or when you send, but one of those cases and maybe not the other, you would like to apply automatically a first serial number. But upon sending, usually you don't need to do that if you manage FIFO or if you have a stock strategy that selects the items for you. So I suppose that here, your use case, maybe you can comment on that. I would suppose, based on your question, that your use case is you receive it and you are going to apply your own serial number on top of that, and not some other serial number that you receive. Otherwise, you would have to scan it anyway, or to enter it manually. It wouldn't be given by Odoo without knowing anything about it. So I suppose that is your use case. If that's what you need to do, you could say, okay, but for the first one here, let's already create the serial number information. And in fact, that is a fun thing that you can try to do with the same kind of field that we use, that is a sequence field, and that is already existing. So what we could do is go there and create a new automated action that is going to be the following. We'll try to do this one. It's going to be a fun one for 5 minutes. Auto give serial number on reception. Please, Mariam, just tell me if I'm going in the right direction, because what I'm going to show is, I think, useful for some people, but I don't know if it's exactly the answer that you need. So if you have... yes, only on receiving. Thanks, Mariam, for confirming that. I'm going to say when stock picking... no, not stock picking, stock move line. When I'm receiving product moves and that they are linked, then I'm going to save it. So on creation, and that they have, I need to have something where they have, so a product, because we need a product that is whose tracking is by unique serial number, and it's on reception. So I need to go and say that the stock picking move ID no, or it's maybe through the move ID that I'm going to have it. Yeah, move ID, stock operation move ID, and then picking type. Yeah, I'm going to the picking type so that I can find it, and I would say on the receptions. I need to see if that reception is the correct one, because wait a sec. I'm here it's WH1 receipt, so that's what I'm going to try again. So if it's a receipt thing and it's a serial number, then let me check if there's something more. Then do something, and that do something would be execute code. And there I could be reusing the next bytecode thing that exists on some sequences. So I'm going to use the sequence. So there is, what is it again? It's serial number. Do we have something like this? Yeah, serial number. So the sequence code that I want is this one. And I could say, okay, I'm not sure about the way to write it. This one is a bit too small. So it's IR sequence, and I think it's, I don't know if it's underscore next bytecode or next bytecode, just this next bytecode, and you give just this one. And I'm going to say that we are going to write that value on the record write, and it's going to be, no, it's not that simple, because I want to create a serial number as well. So I need to go there and say my serial number is something I need to create, and so it will be a stock production lot, and I want to create a new one, and give him the information I need. So product ID should be, I'm guessing here the name of the variables, we'll see where I fail after that, would be the record.product ID, I would believe. And then we'll have something like, what else do we have? The name is going to be that testing that I want. Oops. There. Do we need something more mandatory on a serial number? Let's check. Where are we? If I'm trying to create a new one, this, okay, it's asking just for the product, so we have the product, and this will be completed. Okay, and I'm going to create a new one. That is fine. Let's try this. So, and then we write on the record that, in fact, the stock lot ID, I'm not sure about that name either, should be the sn.id information. I'm going to check if it's stock lot ID. It's just lot ID. So first, things I can already fix, and let's try that. You know, I'm always saying this. Don't try this at home. If you know what you are doing, that's good. Or if you just want to test, experiment, that's good as well. On my side, I'm trying this. I'm not sure if it's the right answer to the need, but I just want to see if there's a way we can make this work. Saving this. At least saving the automated action, it's not telling me that I'm totally wrong, so I can go and retry this one. One way of doing this, because I did it on at the moment where I'm saving, it's at the creation or any moment I save. So is there a way for me to change some information there? No, I cannot change it easily that way. So the best, or if I do that, did it create one? No, that's it. So you see, it's giving me an error. I suppose that is caused by what I wanted to accomplish. We are going to retry it in another way. It's telling me, what do you tell me? Key error. Okay, it doesn't exist. So, write lot ID, SN. That maybe doesn't exist. It's stock production lot. Not sure. It's maybe not the right item. It's stock lot. Okay. So what it's telling me is that it's not stock production lot. It's stock lot. So that thing was telling me, hey, what you had here didn't exist as an object. So I can retry this one. Yeah. Okay. So at least it didn't give me an error. And it's normal that I don't see this lot field, because that is a field that is a char field not containing the exact lot. So that is maybe going to bother me. I'm going to put a few things here. Okay, and is that working if I say validate? Yes, so that's fun. You didn't see it because in the end I didn't enter it manually myself. I just changed the from owner information there, because what Odoo does usually is it's giving you the field that you see here is lot_ID. It's not the same as I had at the beginning, which was asking me for just text. We use a text field so that you put whatever you want to create the lot ID later. On my side, I said no, create the lot on your side. You didn't, and it was doing it without you even seeing it. So it's better if I go back in my inventory, in my purchase module, sorry, and redo the whole flow so that it will be better explained. I duplicate this one. I confirm it. Ah, yes. Did it already generated the IDs? I wonder. Because in the end, that is already generated. So you see, again, here it looks like there's nothing because it's the field is lot_name and not lot_ID. That's a field that we use for helping you generate that information. But maybe even me with giving the lot serial number information here, maybe I can already validate because Odoo did it for me. We can check that, validate, yes. So that is what it did. So this is working fine. It's just like visually something I should need to improve there so that people know that it has been created. And in fact, if I go back in my inventory product serial numbers, and then they are located in my stock already now, I'm not sure. Yeah, motorbike, so created on, let me check, created on, that's today, that's the moment. So I created this right now, those three just before, and those three even before again, I suppose. Ah, yes, but then it created too much. I see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's because it's saving twice. So it's very important to do the following. Do it only. I need to improve my domain, saying do it only if there's not already a lot. So lot ID is not set. Because then if you already have a lot, don't create another one. And that should work. And that's why it's showing 0 records. That's because here at the moment, there's none. They all have a serial number associated to it. Mariam, tell me if that would work for you. Checking if I didn't see any comments during my demo. So check that. Let's say it like this. I think it's a good one. That's pretty much what I wanted. I'll try on my side. Thanks you so much. Perfect. Thanks a lot for your comments. I appreciate having such a nice feedback. Yeah, if just you will be able to take that. Not going to copy paste it, but you have a look at the info, review the video, retry it. That could work. So those are the kind of things that I don't feel are problematic to put on the SaaS. Now, again, if you have like 20 those kind of things automated, yeah, maybe 20. I don't know if that number would be correct, but I remember that like, back in the days we had some consultants having something like 100 of that to automate left, right, center. Yeah, Arthur is looking at me like super afraid, but yeah, we had that before we had Studio. And so the thing is, at some point when we start spending more than 10 hours, we go on Odoo SH because that is better in terms of product management for the code. Yeah, that's it. Otherwise, that works well. I'm going to archive it as usual. Otherwise, I'm going to have side effects during the next demos. I want to avoid this. Another question from YouTube this time. Hi, I would like to create a delivery method UPS standard with these rules when I deliver country is Germany. €8 when Belgium, €5 when France, €4. Oh, is it done? Thank you. Oh, but you have it's not one delivery method then. I would use 3, and anyway, it's not going to be a problem because what you can do is the following. We go into the delivery method over there. And I'm going to do for 2, not 3, just to earn a bit of time to that person on YouTube. UPS standard, I will call it Germany. Okay. And published or not, it will work the same way online or in the backend when you create ISO. So it's going to be all right. So we say Germany is 8. We use a fixed price, and then you say country, Germany. And then that would be okay. Delivery product, we use whatever delivery, standard delivery. It's going to erase the price. All right, and we duplicate that, and we say duplicate. It will be Belgium. And then we say, I said 6, but you said 8, so I'm going back there, and I'm going to say Belgium. All right. So doing this, going back to the previous one, Germany we said 8 and not 5. Wait. Okay. Change the delivery product otherwise. You see the adverse effect. I didn't pay attention that the fixed price was related to the standard delivery. So now when I change it, it's not going to change because it's attached to the product. So standard delivery, I need to change that. I'm going to create another delivery product just to be sure. I will call it deliver to Germany. All right. And then going back there, going back to Belgium. Deliver to Belgium. You can use the same name. It's just it needs to be a different product apparently, but you could use the same name. And then you said 5. Okay, let's go back here. If I have a sale order, let's create a. First, I think I don't have a client that is in Germany. Let's check the countries I have. Country Belgium, France. Okay, I can say German customer. All right, you are my friend in Germany. We go back there, we create a quote, we say my German customer. If I have something to deliver, whatever it is, but a product that is a storable product, like my motorbike, if I click on add shipping, yeah, it's going to select the ones that I can use. And weirdly enough, it's not selecting my German. No, I didn't see it. You paste standard Germany, so that's fine. And that would be okay. I cancel it, so it's not adding. But if I were to send it to my client in Belgium, then I click on add shipping. Then this time it's going to propose UPS standard Belgium. And if you say, yeah, but I'm on the website, it's okay. You display them both. Well, you publish them both, sorry. So you go here in the configuration of your delivery method. You say, I would like to publish this one. I would like to publish this one. They are both existing and will be potentially displayed on the website, but never at the same time, simply because on the website, you never can be a client that is both from Belgium and Germany. And if you say, yeah, but I have several delivery addresses, okay, but you are going to select only one, and that one will be either in Belgium or in Germany, and so that would work. So it's not one delivery method, but several ones that are going to be displayed or not. On LinkedIn, we have Stephanus asking, can you please help me about how to use Crystal Report in Odoo? I use SAP Crystal Report also in solid straight time. Can you please present the ways to use SAP Crystal Report in Odoo? No, I cannot, because I never use that. So there are a few tools that I know how to make them operate with Odoo, but I never did that with Crystal Report. But usually, I think I had a question like that, like maybe 1 month ago, related to Crystal Report, and having a quick look at how it worked, I think that it was not so much related to Odoo, but BI tool, capturing data from multiple sources, and so that is important, multiple sources. I think that Odoo is not a source. What the source is a PostgreSQL database. So that's where maybe you can check PGSQL or Postgres. Do we have something? You see, I watched that link already. So there you will find the information on how to do it. And it's going to help you, I suppose, set it up. But it's, in fact, your question has nothing to do with Odoo in particular. It is, we have Odoo that is that has a fantastic ORM system that relies on that is on top of PostgreSQL. And what you are going to do with Crystal Report is you are not going to query Odoo, you are going to query the database that is below. I guess so, because I would be surprised that Crystal Report, and you said it seems to be SAP stuff. So I'm pretty sure that they didn't create something to connect to Odoo, which is, by the way, a competitor of SAP. So I would suppose that it's rather you need to go to the underlying layer, and that would be using that kind of documentation to help you get Crystal Report connected to Odoo. Okay, next question. And if you can do that, create videos, because I would be surprised. Let's say Odoo Crystal Report. I just want to see if we have something on YouTube for that. Here we have ReportMate, Report with Studio. Yeah, I'm checking quickly that, because I'm pretty sure that nobody did that already. So it has been the second time I received that question in 1 month. So I suppose that there's a bit of demand. So if it was not you last time, it means that at least I got 2 questions asking me for that. So maybe there's some value in creating that kind of content on your side. I'm not going to launch that because I don't know what is the effort to install Crystal Report. If it's something that is super easy, that could be working, but I'm not sure about how easy it is. On YouTube, Rashid is asking, hi, sometimes the salesperson forgets to add the Analytic account before confirming the invoice. Is it possible to edit or add it after journal entry is created? No. Fast answer is no. Slow answer is no, but maybe you can do the following, which means the easiest way would be to say, okay, if I forgot to add something there, I'm using here an existing document, so journal entry. It turns out that it is an invoice, but it could be the same for any journal entry. You see, I cannot add an Analytic account, but I could go click on Reset Draft and again select Analytic account or distribution, and then reconfirm it just after. And then, that would work. And you regenerated the Analytic entry, and that I can have a look at. We see that is a vendor bill. If I go and have a look at my analytics, I guess I would find my analytic items, and I just created this one, which was on the designer product. Yeah, here that's the one I just created. So you see, my answer is okay, cancel the entry and reconfirm it. But it means that if it was paid, it's going to be a bit long. If you used things like ashes on the journal, it's impossible because you are not supposed to cancel a journal entry. So the best way for that, if really it's a problem to forget adding the Analytic account, I would say make the field mandatory. And if you tell me, yeah, but it cannot be mandatory at all time, make the field mandatory conditionally speaking. And if that even is not sufficient because the rules are too complex, make it with an automated action like I did, which is if that condition, then display an error message so that the person cannot save it. But that is something that is usually blocking. It's not great because blocking means it cannot be even sometimes created. But I think that is at the moment where we write, when we post, when we go from an invoice that is draft until an invoice that is confirmed, that we can make that check. So you could have this being done in automated actions like we did previously for, I don't remember where I was, on the website field. You could do the same and then add your condition in Python. If really it's impossible to explain them in the view, because otherwise you could go there to re-explain that again. You could go here, edit the view, and say that over there you want this field to be required either totally or removing this, or conditionally, and then you put the conditions for which you would like it to be required. That's a possibility. And a final possibility as well would be, but in fact, you know what? Let's have a look at the buttons. And here, of course, the button I want is invisible. And we say, okay, but the confirm button is only clickable once it has been approved, and you have someone that approves a few invoices at first. Those are different propositions. I don't know which one would suit you best, but definitely one of them could be, will be a potential, will be a winner. Okay, Jabran on LinkedIn is saying, can I use domain in e-commerce, for example, showing a specific product for a specific customer and hide others? And I would like to ask about FedEx integration. Okay, so 2 questions. Showing a specific product for a specific customer and hide others. We don't have that by default, but if you were to do that, it means that your customer is identified. So I suppose that you could base this on different groups and add notions of groups of customers to the product. So there are different ways to do that. One way is the following. When you go on the website, let's go over there. When you go to a website, everything that you show here is based on the user that you have. And that's why here, as a user that is mine at the moment, I can see even things that are unpublished. That's because I have the access right as Antoine Nouvel that I'm connected with at the moment. If I do the same, being unconnected, I see only those 2. So if I extend that idea of access right, I could say, but in fact, When I'm not connected, I don't see anything. When I'm connected with a user, that guy, I can see only some products that I know he can see. And how can I do that? It would be by creating new access rights, saying, okay, which are the rules under which I can see a product. It can be a new field that you create on the product, saying, okay, in fact, you are going to have a look at the, you can see the product for which you are, and then you would go, you are a follower, for example, or you create a new list. Maybe in the sales, you create a new list here of users, and you create a many to many, and you say, this is the list of users, res users, that have access to my product. If you say, it's a bit more complicated than that because I have visitors, then it would be another level, because visitors are public users, so it works also with the notion of users, but it's a group of users instead of one person in particular. But so it would be mostly access right based, so either a new field or using the followers. And if you wondered how to use the followers for that, showing or hiding stuff, first of all, and that is cool, I can reuse that link. We did that already in the past, so I'm going to reuse my link here because we had it here somewhere. We have access right things that we did. It was recorded. Where is it? Pre-recorded access right. That's the one here on November, where I think I explained, well, the access right in general, it lasts it's 2 hours just around the access right. So that's why it's really hard to answer that in a time that I can afford today. Quickly, I need battery stuff here, Arthur. I forgot to bring my battery, so I don't know if I have enough. Tuk. Is this one? Last time, it's true we had one, so that's why I didn't pay attention too much. Otherwise, if you need one, yeah, it is there. Guys, it's a technique, but it's my fault. I forgot to bring my... Thanks a lot. Yeah, really? Okay. So that's why last week I asked too much to my computer, so it dropped at some point, and I think it was like 1 minute of break. Yes, it's charging, thanks a lot. And this time I started it, and I'm quite astonished that it could last like on 2 screens, 2 hours. Almost, because usually my battery is already not that great. Okay, sorry for that 2 minutes quick thing here. So pre-recorded access rights, you will have an example there. Answering this and doing it at the same time here, it's going to be a bit long, but guiding you through a solution is reuse the followers here to be adding people that can see that product, and base your access rights on the website on these followers, so that you could have a few people that have access to a specific product for specific customers, but it means you need to identify your customers. And I would like to ask about FedEx integration. Is there a standard in the Odoo that allow notification to FedEx that the ship is ready to pick up? Nope. I don't think we have that, because I don't see where Odoo would have this. I suppose that it is for you to send with FedEx. So you tell FedEx, hey, my package is ready. So we send a notification so that the FedEx truck knows it. I'm pretty sure we don't have that, because it's otherwise, if we had it, it's something that would be configurable somewhere, and that is not something that I see in the integration that we have on the pickings. If we had that, it would mean that we need to have different stock locations and statuses in Odoo for stock move and stock move lines, where we say, okay, when it reaches that point, it means that it is ready to be picked up. And I don't think that we have that in terms of operation types. Let me check if we have pick, pack. Do we have ship somewhere? Yeah, but if we had that, we would see. Okay, we have a place for generating the labels. Or maybe generating the labels would make it ready to be sent. No, that is not related to FedEx. By the way, it exists even without FedEx, so that's not it. Hardware barcode app, no, it's not going to be there. I can check if we could have this, if that could be linked to it, but that would mean contacting FedEx at the right moment. I'm going to have a look at the code, like, so it's print label. Let's have a look at the FedEx integration. So that would be an enterprise. Yeah, we have two. So maybe that means that maybe we have two and we are going to drop one because it looks like it's going to be different. Okay, FedEx request. Yeah, we have a request, but are we going to say we are going to tell you, so set shipper, okay, shipment request, master package. We are not going to ask them this, I think. Start shipping transaction, shipment label, commercial invoice. It's not like we find something that is a notification thing. Process shipment. No. It's not exact science what I'm doing, clearly, but I don't think that we have that. No, not there. And I've never heard of it. Would we have this in that case? In this one? Email notification, but that is, I suppose, something that we would have for emailing a client. Yeah, ship to email. So I guess that's more like for the notifications that we send to the client, and not to FedEx, because ship to. Anyway, FedEx wouldn't work with emails for those kind of pings. It would work with some request that is sent. So I suppose that wouldn't be it. I can try some other notification stuff. No, the ship to, that I suppose is the person we ship to. Ship package. Yeah, it's not that. I would say no. Jabran, for that second part. I don't know how it could be improved. I suppose, well, it would be code anyway. Maybe we said. No, I would say it's better to develop another module on top of this to improve the kind of request that we can send to FedEx, having the notification information. It doesn't look like we have that. I'm not 100% sure, but from a quick search, it looks like we don't have it. So a bit of dev. We have a bit of time remaining here, and there's a question on LinkedIn. Mohammed is asking, so I have multiple users that set Google Calendar Sync in Odoo Calendar, and they share the same appointment. So my appointment is duplicated in Odoo. Why is that? I don't know. It shouldn't. I need to check on my side, quickly on my computer, because I don't share it I don't use it on my side on Google or on Odoo, but I know that I have some colleagues that do. So if I go in the calendar, I will see a few items that I have a meeting this afternoon with a lot of different colleagues. We have 64 attendees, and I received only one meeting. So we have a meeting with a group of experts at Odoo. So if I have a look on my other screen, so that's normal. You don't see it there, and I don't see that there. I wonder, because I had another meeting on Monday with one guy, and I think it's maybe coming from Michael. No, it's Greg. I have different ones. Very good, and it's easy. I have a good example on my side. I have two meetings, for which one of the meetings I have two people that have synchronized their calendar, and I don't sit twice. So I don't know why it is that on your side. Could it be that we don't identify them correctly, and that the email address, maybe that's the key that we use, that the email address that we have on Odoo is not the same as the one that you have on Google, and so how could we have that? We create calendar events in Odoo and we duplicate them because we cannot find the people invited don't have the same email as the people connected to Odoo. There must be something like this, because we don't have the case on our side, and we have lots of people that use that. the integration. So we will have the same issue. To check that, no other solution than to connect to your with you on your database and check the different users that you have. There's no reason for this to happen. Maybe last thing that I can say about that is that our support can help you. So you need to contact our support, create a few screenshots with send us your database name and information. Maybe they will request a call with you to check how to fix that. My guess would be although you linked users in Odoo with Google accounts, there must be something with the email or the identification of people, because on my side I don't use it, but colleagues use it. They invite me and I don't see it twice. So I see my calendar, I see them, and we share the same meeting. So there must be something. All right, next question from Flender. We installed POS on online versions, but I don't create other users without pay. Is it possible to create only internal users for waiters? Yes. Is it possible? If it's not possible, it's incredible because the costs are high for IoT box is necessary. Yeah. I know that. We are in Italy. A bit sunny over there. We have also colleagues from Italy. We have an Odoo office in Milano. That's what I was showing earlier. Maybe I can reuse so that you can see that from the demo environment of Odoo, where it's even a bit better now. So it's constantly improved. Yes. You know a bit of Italian and you want to show it, or?
No, I don't want to speak Italian today. But yeah, I know Italy and I'm learning Italian. I had some whispers in my ears that POS was not that ready, and in Italy, like we have difficulties for now to generate tickets and receipts and stuff like that. And it goes the same for accounting, apparently.
Okay.
But it might have moved because it's a whisper that is a few months old.
So it could be things that are related to how can we say that?
Odoo is not ready yet for everything Italy related.
Okay. Mostly based on accounting things that you generate with the POS or black box discussions. Yeah. Okay. So POSs, I think that's especially for restaurant, you have lots of discussion around. We have a system of black boxes in Belgium where we need to send the ticket information to a place that would be audited by the government or some administrative entity that you need to comply with. So we have that in Belgium. I think we have those kind of demands everywhere in the world and certainly in Europe. So maybe we don't have that yet for Italy. Nevertheless, if you don't need that, or if you want to use Odoo even without that thing, what we do have is that you have a login with employees here. And Flender, that is the answer to your question. If you want to connect, you can only have one user. Sorry. And that's it. Sorry for your ears, guys. You can only have you can have one user and several employees, and you are going to start the POS session with the user and then switch with employees, so that if you have lots of, let's say, people that work only during the weekends, students, you don't need to create one user per person. That would work. You can do this, and then we did the same kind of exercise, not for the same reason, but earlier today in the video. Here I have my closest shop. I have three different employees connected that are set up. Over there, I'm going to rechange their information after. And while I'm connected with someone that has nothing to do with that, it's just the admin. None of them is an admin. If I go to the employees, very quick demo there again. Remember, I went here. I said 1111 just to have different codes. 2222. All right, and 3333. Okay. If I go there and I start my point of sale. Okay, maybe I have a lot of things to display, or simply I'm at the wrong moment and we are restarting the POS, not the POS, but that database. That would be too bad for me. But anyway, you are going to connect to Odoo. I can maybe retry this one. You are going to connect to Odoo, and you have, while you need a user to start the POS, at the very least, just after that you can switch from one to another. In fact, I'm trying to do it on the demo environment here, but I already had a setup also. Right here, because if I click on continue selling, I think that here in edit, I already have two different people. I can go there, unlock register, then I can say, that's the most important part. That person is a user, and I can connect with someone else there. And it's not the right ping, so I guess it's 2222 for this one. Okay, and then you see I changed, and I can change with many people that are cashiers which are not users of Odoo. So that is the answer to your question, Flander. Let's go back. Yeah, and you see that guy doesn't have access to stopping the POS, because that's something that only the admin can do. So going back in the backend, that is it. Okay, LinkedIn. How can we create order with credit card using different payment gateways? You can't. I don't think you can. I guess that you are talking about an online order. So if you go here, I'm going to review that flow with you. But if you are online and that you click on checkout, I'm going I'm going here. Yes, I confirm. And then there I have different payments, but I'm going to choose only one. You don't have several payment methods. If you want to do that from the website, I don't think it's possible. For the backend, you need to have an invoice for which you can receive different payments, but then it's not like something that it will be instant. You need to wait for the money you receive on your bank account. So that will be a bit delayed, but I suppose that from the way you framed your question, it is website related. Okay, on YouTube, sorry for the noise. Got a frog in my throat. In Odoo point of sale, how can we customize the receipt so that if a receipt is reprinted, the word duplicate is clearly shown? Good question. I don't know if we have that, but it would be a good one. Changing the ticket is somewhere that is really bothering to change, because I know it's something that requires a bit of dev, but I would be surprised that we don't have that notion of duplicate or duplicata that is shown, because your request makes sense to me. So I suppose that would be there. I'm going to make a test, because maybe a very, very innocent test is going to show me that, hey, in fact, it's already existing. So let's try this. Let's retry the POS. Okay. If I'm going to reprint a ticket, so I go there, I open the orders, I'm going to select paid ones, I want to reprint, print receipts. Do we have something like, it's too small, too distant for me, so I'm going to save it as a PDF, and I'm going to open it over there and reopen it on my side. Yeah, no, it's true. Here's the result. I don't have a reprint. It doesn't say that it has been reprinted. Let me check. Yeah, because the print receipt here is not saying that it could be a second print. Where can we have a look at that? I can have a look at this. So the print receipt information. Let's have a look at where it is specified. That thing, I don't think that we have lots of places where we have exactly print receipt. Okay. So debug widget, it's not a debug widget that I need. Print receipt, ticket screen. Okay, I guess that would be the one. Then we have reprint receipt, but that's when you have a tip, so I'm not sure that would be exactly what we need. It's only after tip that we could reprint. It's going to select, I would suppose, the same JavaScript, and it's going to select the same printed document. Do we have a place where we select the document that we want? Get receipt header data, yes. Print tip receipt. Do we give more data above? No. It could be that we reprint that with extra information with the order, get selected payment lines, receipt. There's no notion of duplicate. But anyway, this one is related to a post restaurant. Maybe it's something that should be anyway existing by default. And this one is saying what? Okay, we have this one. We have that print. That's somewhere here. So do we have printer? No, that's the printer service. There must be a place here. So in the point of sale, in the sources, we have a place where we must have the ticket. I don't know which one it is. Error, generic components. Would it be underline? Screens. Receipts. Do we have this receipt there? It's just the screen, or it's the printed document as well? Let me open the other one. It's. I know that it's a pain because it's not something that you can change easily. Yeah, maybe that can help me looking for the served by. Let me check that. Served by. Get cashier name. Okay. POS store. Let me check if we don't have it some other place. Served by blah blah blah. Overrides screen receipt screen. Other receipts. That's the one. Yeah, but here with that is an additional module that we add on top of the POS, apparently for the GCC countries, where we are going to add extra things. But otherwise, it would be other receipt.xml. Let's try this one. It's. I told you it's not an easy one. Order receipt.xml. Do we have that? Yes, but post loyalty point of sale. That's no, but it was the right place I was at the beginning. Do we have served? No. Then maybe we have the username. I guess that name I will have lots of examples. Subtotal name, tax group name. What is that? We have the powered by Odoo. It looks like that could be it, because I wouldn't be surprised that we have powered by Odoo at the bottom. Yeah, that's maybe the one. This one, expected delivery. Yeah, I think that it would be printed on the ticket. So I wouldn't be surprised that this one is the one that we use for the receipt, as the name says. But it could be that the receipt XML thing is the one. There's maybe some confusion here, but it could be the one that we have there, because that is a receipt as well. So I would like to avoid, but no, here you don't have the notion of served by. So I think it's the XML that is related to the PDF, because otherwise, the receipt that you have here, based on the name of the file, I was afraid that the XML document that I was having a look at is not the PDF that I have here on the left side, but was related to the small box part that is a component of the screen that we would have there. But we don't have a powered by Odoo over there. We don't have the served by. So I think that this place, or the receipt.xml, is really the place where we have the PDF. So you can try that. But so it would mean that if it has already been printed, you would like to add something in the header place, where you are going to have that extra information. From what I could see with the served by notion, we had it before. We need to look for it again. Served by. It looks like it is done in JavaScript, this thing, where we are going to add a cashier. So maybe that information, I will find it here. Not even. So it's not that. Point of sale, served by. Or we put it in the header. Let me check if we have something else. Yeah, we have observed by, served by Google Server. The rest is not related to that. So I can go to this one. Okay, so that's because we are going to have get received header data. That's maybe what you received here. No, if you don't, that is something that we are going to have order export from printing. Okay, you get that information. So another place where you can put it is where we get that information that we are going later to send to the print receipt. You could say, okay, if it was already printed, you say not only served by that cashier name, but you add a duplicate information. But in order to do that, you need to know that it has been printed once at least, and I don't know if we have that information on the ticket. So duplicate, would we know that is not there? Copy, you don't have that either, or print, but that I'm going to find lots of, yeah, printed or reprint. I'm going to find lots of things. Let me check if we have something that make us believe we would have that printer category. Nope, 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 nope. Printed via proxy. Okay. I don't think we have that information even. So, because when you say duplicata, you need to know that it has been printed once in order to know that it's the second time you print it, and it doesn't look like we store even that information. At least in version 18, I don't know if that would be maybe something we improved in version 18.2. Okay, that is just information about the printer itself, printing errors, printing change, printing receipts. Yeah, we don't have a notion of reprinting, looks like. What I can do is quickly, and then we'll finish on that, is have a look at if that is not improved in 18.2 based on the same file, which is really not exact science, but just I'm out of curiosity. It's not even there anymore. Router change receipt template. Okay, it's not done the same way, so it's even going to be a bit more complicated. Ticket screen. Ticket screen, that's not going to be what I need, or is it? No, that would be a bit more complicated on 18.2, but what we could do again is to rely on our demo database and be doing that innocent test. Going in any place like the closes or restaurant, we reopen something and we check if that information is there. Yeah, I tried this one earlier, but apparently there's an issue. So let's try if another one would be working. Yeah, okay. We open the register and let's check if I can find the previous orders. Active page, let's select any here. Print receipt, and I'm going to save it again. All right. Yes, I replaced that. And now it is replaced. I can show it to you. Doesn't look like we have that reprinted again. But maybe that's because it was the first print, not sure. Let's reprint it a second time. And let's see if it changed. Any code, yeah, post ticket. No. So I don't think that's something that we have, but in version 18 that would be in the receipt XML file that we could do that. All right, guys, it's already time to say goodbye to each other, but more than goodbye, it's maybe hope to see you next week. And we are going to continue having a look at the list of questions. I don't know if we have many remaining for today. We have a few ones. 4 or 5, okay, that's all right. Let's cover that next week if you are still there, guys. Hopefully, I will see you again and answer your questions. See you next week. Bye-bye.